Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Second Take. Happy Sunday. It has been a packed week in the sports world. Too much for me to keep up with my busy workload and all these meetings and stuff I go to. But we are here to do the show and share some sports news with you. Jill, how's it going?
Everything's good. I had a very hectic week because it was the week before spring break, but now I'm on break, thank God. Unfortunately, since I'm staying in Austin, everyone else has decided to come here for South by Southwest, and I want everyone to leave my city. So other than that, everything's good.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about some NBA first. Russell Westbrook continues to be on a tear. Recorded his eighth triple double this weekend. He's getting the job done. I'm not upset with it. I love it. He's dunking over dudes, making nice passes, the rebounds, the wins. But the thing I like the most as a Thunder fan right now is the wins without KD. The wins are great, and it's looking like Russell's going to continue on this. Jill's Rockets got a nice win last night in Blake Griffin's return to the Clippers. It was spoiled by James Harden. The boy went off. The Rockets had a great game and ultimately ended up winning. We also have some speculation about Derrick Rose saying he's going to be coming back. Would not hold my breath for that because he will either get hurt again or be sitting out and then playing and then sitting out and then playing, and it's just like we'll just never get the full Derrick Rose. Same old song, but on to some happy on to some happier news. My Indianapolis Colts came up this week. We made some phenomenal moves. And, last week you guys saw me and Joe crying a little bit. This is going to be a very happy episode for the both of us. So we lost Reggie Wayne, as I cried about last week. However, this week we secured Andre Johnson, former star wide receiver from the Houston Texans. We also secured Frank Gore, former premier running back for the San Francisco 49ers, which will make our running game a lot better because Trent Richardson came and just did nothing for us. We had all these no-name guys. Dan Herron did a good job. He'll be nice to keep around, but Frank Gore is definitely going to be our starter, and it's looking good for us. We also got Trent Cole from the Eagles. And we also picked up Terrell Langford and picked up some offensive linemen as well. So I'm very, very happy with this offseason. With the loss of Reggie Wayne, we've really, really made up for it. And now I'm going to let Jill be happy about what her Eagles have done.
Okay, well, for me to touch on the Rockets real quick, James Harden is still my MVP. Dwight Howard waiting for that comeback. Hopefully he's coming back soon. It's a waiting process right now. As for my Eagles, all right, so y'all saw me last week. I cried. I cried a little bit more because we traded Nick Foles to the Rams in return for Sam Bradford. See, my beef with this is that, one, I really, really like Nick Foles. I thought he did a great job last season until he got hurt. But, injuries happen, and it sucks. And, we all have human bodies. They break. Okay? Don't hold that against him because I thought he did a great job otherwise. Also, he's from Austin, so I really like having him as a starting quarterback of my team. I got real serious beef with this because Sam Bradford is a Sooner, and I've never once liked him, okay? I do not like him. I never really thought he was all that spectacular. He has been very quiet in the NFL. I'm not sure why we would ever give away a great quarterback for that. So I am really speechless on the whole Sam Bradford thing. I don't know how that's going to come along, whatever. Okay, so I was crying a lot about LaShawn McCoy. We picked up Ryan Matthews from the Chargers, great running backs, very good pickup. So now we had Darius Sproles and Ryan Matthews, two very solid running backs. And then, oh man, I wish Anthony was here. And then we picked up DeMarco Murray from the Cowboys. Man, Eagles are breaking headlines in this trade off season. I mean, nobody else is wowing people quite like we are. The fact that everyone knows the Eagles and the Cowboys are rivals. So not only did we take our rival running back, we took one of the best running backs in the league. I mean, it's insane, Armand and I were talking about it, and he thought, since we signed Ryan Matthews, no more DeMarco, and I was kind of agreeing with that because who needs three, elite running backs? Well, you know what? We do. We want three elite running backs. So DeMarco, man, he said he really wants a ring, and he wants to be in Philly to get that ring. So let's get that ring, baby. Let's do it. And we also picked up Byron Maxwell off of the Seahawks. So, I mean, we're getting there. The whole trading up for Mariota seems to have kind of we've kind of left that hope behind. So Eagles will probably not have Mariota in 2015, but we do have 3 running backs who could literally run the NFL. Pardon the pun. Still trying to get Adrian Peterson, so like let's make it 4, right? Like why stop now? We're doing great. But you know, Eagles, I'm gonna miss LaShawn, but DeMarco's gonna be a great asset, and welcome to the good side, man. Like left those Cowboys days behind you. That's what I'm talking about, DeMarco.
Yeah, unfortunately, DeMarco left a very good Cowboys offensive line to go to a semi-mediocre Philadelphia offensive line, so hopefully they fix that, because I know one of Sam Bradford's struggles in St. Louis was that his offensive line was pretty bad, and he was always getting hurt. And he can be a very good quarterback, I believe, if he has the protection. And DeMarco and Ryan and Darren Sproles also need the protection as well. So I think with all these moves the Eagles have made, they should be looking for offensive linemen in the draft if the whole Mariota thing doesn't work out. But I would have to give them an A+ for what they've done this offseason. You know?
I know. You can't stop them Eagles, man. Fly, Eagles, fly. We're killing it. You gotta spend money to make money. I guess that's kind of what they're doing. We're getting rid of people to pick up bigger people, because maybe Chip had this DeMarco thing in his back pocket the whole time, and that's why he got rid of LaShawn. I love LaShawn. I think he's one of the greatest running backs in the league, as is DeMarco Murray. So it's just gonna help us, and but I need a better quarterback than Sam Bradford. I refuse to be led by a Sooner, but Sam did help us get DeMarco because they got that Sooner connection. Not too happy about all these Sooners on my team. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the Eagles do. Who else went places? Haloti Ngata went to the Lions.
I got Brian Orakpo into the Titans.
Oh, yeah, that. Sorry for your career, Brian Orakpo.
What I want to discuss is because I'm a little confused about, because he got franchise tagged last season. So I don't know how he was able to. I thought when you're franchise tagged, you're kind of like stuck there. And now he got traded because he was I don't know how all this happened or why he would choose to end up at the Titans. I mean, of all places for Brian Orakpo, I thought he had a pretty successful time in Washington, but yeah, I was pretty confused by this whole move.
Well, do you get a say in when you're traded and where you go? Like,
but I'm saying, like, he was an unrestricted free agent. Like, so free agency, it wasn't like he was traded still on contract. But I thought the franchise tag kind of stuck you there. But
yeah, that's what I thought as well. Because Jimmy Graham was definitely franchise tagged by the Saints, and now he's on the Seattle Seahawks, which is a cool role. Like,
so what is the point of this franchise tag? Because I'm not understanding too much. I mean, the Jimmy Graham move has been a heartbreaker, and that's another big move. All the focus has been on the Eagles and other of these big moves, but Jimmy Graham going, the Saints have had their successful years, and we're kind of seeing the slow, crumble. Jimmy Graham he was franchise tagged for a reason. He was one of their franchise players. As Drew Brees is getting older, I'm looking for them to pick up a quarterback in the draft. They're going to have a higher pick, so it could be a landing spot for Marcus Mariota. I don't know, but yeah, maybe I need to research this more. I was under the impression franchise tag meant like you're the franchise player, you're not going anywhere. But I guess that's not what it is.
No, it is very confusing. We'll have a detailed thesis for you guys next week on franchise tags. Darrelle Revis went back to the Jets. Stupid, but Darrelle Revis likes his money. He must not. Well, he got a ring because he was on the Patriots this past season. But he must not like consistent success because he went back to the Jets. But some players all about the money. Who else went places? No, it must not be important. So now for college basketball. So last year, no one on Second Take had a successful bracket. However, this year that's going to change because I will not be picking Duke to go all the way. I will not make that mistake again. But the bracket was released. The number one teams we were looking at, Kentucky, obviously, Villanova, Duke, and Wisconsin. So, Jill, what are you feeling about this NCAA bracket?
All right, well, first off, let me give a shout out to those Texas Longhorns. Didn't think we were going to make the tournament. We did it. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We lost second round in the Big 12 tournament to buzzer beater by Iowa State, so you know that sucks and it hurts. But we've done our fair share of those as well. We're playing Butler first round. We're an 11th seed. They're a 6th seed. I'm not going to decide how far we're going. I'm not picking us to win it all. I'll start by saying that much. Would I like it if we got a little win up in there? Yeah, I would. But expectations are pretty low. No offense to the Longhorn Nation, but hey, it's just not our year. Once again, I hate to be that basic person, but man, I don't see Kentucky losing. Like I just don't see it. I mean, looking at the bracket right now, whoever they play first round is going to be a 16th seed, and they'll play the winner of Cincinnati, Purdue in the third round. I don't think that's going to be any type of issue for them. And then following that, they'd probably play maybe like either Maryland or West Virginia. I don't see anybody really giving them competition. Maybe in like the Elite Eight, they'd probably play like Notre Dame. That would be a tough game, but Kentucky is just, they're too good. And I'm looking at this bracket. I'm looking at all sides, seeing who could even give them any contest, and all I'm looking at is the 1 seeds would be the only people to do so. I mean, even if they did end up playing like Kansas, I think Kansas-Kentucky would be, first of all, that would be just an awesome game. I mean, that's just an awesome game, and I would love to see that happen. But I don't see Kentucky losing. I don't know who could even beat them, and I mean, that'd be a huge, if they can make it to the finals, I mean, that is back-to-back finals. That's awesome. I mean, that's a dynasty in the making right there. And so I might just have to pick Kentucky. I mean, hopefully I don't get what happened to Armand last year and have the team I pick lose. Like what, they lost second round, right?
First round.
Third round? Yeah, I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but I don't see Kentucky getting upset by some small team. I think if they're going to lose, it's going to be to someone big. But as I always say, you got to have a loss going into the tournament because otherwise you're so vulnerable, and they don't have a loss. They're 34-0, I think. So I'm really torn on this because I got my two sides. You got to get a loss out of the way before the tournament, and the God Kentucky is just unbelievably good. And
yeah,
they did it last year. They know how to get to the finals. That's the thing, is they know how to do it.
Yep.
It's just whether they win it.
Yeah, that's a very successful basketball organization. And we've talked about this. Like, there have been that one team every year. Like, wow, they're great. They're going all the way. Then they don't do it. But this Kentucky team it's just so different from every other number one team we've seen. Like, it's just dominant. So I'm going to make a bold prediction and say that they either lose in the first round or lose in the championship. Like, we always see it. We always see that one powerhouse team, like, wow, they're phenomenal, get knocked out in the first round. So, you want to leave that possibility up there. So they're either going to lose in the first round or the championship. Maybe the Final Four, but I'm going to have to say first round or championship is when Kentucky will lose, if they lose, which is like a 1% chance of that, I'm going to say, of them losing. But, this bracket's, it's going to be exciting as always, looking for. I think Texas could upset Butler. I think that could happen. Their next game would definitely be very rough.
If we beat Butler, we'd play the winner of Northeastern Notre Dame, which would most likely be Notre Dame, a 3 seed, and that's not happening. Like it's just not gonna happen. No offense, Texas, but I've seen us do this dance, man. Like, we haven't made it to the Final Four since 2003. Sweet 16 since, it's been like 10 years. So I quit holding my breath for these type of things. But, it should be a fun tournament. March Madness is the best time to tune into college basketball if you haven't been already. There wasn't many surprises with the number 1 seeds and how everyone was seeded out. But, it starts to get real fun, like third round, because, before that, it's just kind of we're just like playing around, and you don't really understand why Villanova is playing Lafayette or things like that. But I mean, it should be fun. I think a Big 12 team is really going to make a push towards like the Final Four this year, because I mean, you got West Virginia's in at 5 seed. You got we talked about Texas already. Kansas is a 2 seed. Sadly, Oklahoma's a 3 seed. So they play Albany. So Albany, let's go! Like, make that upset. I've talked about it before. Big 12 is like a very dominant conference because Iowa State is also a 3 seed. I mean, it's just kind of stacked. So I would love to see a Big 12 team kind of make it through the brackets and show the country that we can actually win. We're pretty cool.
Yeah, best of luck to you guys, and I would not hold out on hope. Anything can happen in the NCAA tournament. You guys could very well end up in the Final Four and shock everyone. So, hey, things happen. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this March Madness. We will have every update imaginable for you guys. You will hear of our brackets when they're made. I'll be making mine right after the show, actually. Perhaps we'll even post it to the Facebook page. And, yeah, so leave a comment on the Second Take page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just message me. Let's all be friends.
Just talk to me?
That's all I want. I just want friends. But thank you guys for tuning in, as always. And we shall see you guys next week.